I'm live here to let you know in case you missed it. Obviously, yesterday I teased that there's a lot of evidence here that Blake Lively and Taylor Swift were very, very close.
They wrote in the last paragraph, late last night, which was what I said, I tweeted this, late last night while we all slept, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds filed a protective order. The guilty as sin couple is asking a judge to protect from the public some confidential documents and names that will be gathered in the discovery process.
You heard it here first. I'm calling it. There'll be a divorce at some point in time, just not right now. And one day, I want a Netflix documentary on the whole situation. Baldoni keeps coming up with receipts, and he's not playing. And it seems that Blake and Ryan Reynolds are the problem. And I don't know how Candace Owens knows, but she claims to know.
Blake Lively has found herself at the center of a major controversy as Candace Owens and Justin Baldoni drop shocking new evidence that has sent social media into a frenzy. The Hollywood actress, known for her outspoken views and advocacy, reportedly went nuts after the revelations surfaced, sparking heated debates across various platforms. While details of the evidence remain under scrutiny, sources suggest it could have significant implications for Lively and those involved. As the story unfolds, fans and critics alike are eager to see how this unexpected drama plays out.
At the time that all this went down with Justin Baldoni, beyond the text message, a lot of things they were doing was very Taylor Swifty, dropping the Easter egg. So we dedicated our whole episode to that, and I gave you the timeline of her breakup with Joe Alwyn. By the way, if you guys, for the few of you who are not following the story and don't know why this is a big deal, it's because it's the Me Too movement. I have 3 sons. It matters. So this morning, wake up, Taylor Swift's marketing team has inserted into the Daily Mail top headline that her and Blake Lively are no longer friends and that she feels used and she doesn't want to be pulled into this lawsuit. All of this garbage, okay? I am telling you, first off, read the article. You should go to Daily Mail. You should read the article, and then I'm going to debunk things that were said in that article because Taylor Swift is trying to pull out. This is what happens. When the light comes, the cockroaches all run, but I'm not done. I want her subpoenaed because there's evidence here.
According to recent reports, a new tactic had emerged from Blake Lively's PR team. Sources claim that someone within Lively's inner circle had been actively shopping around HR complaints to gossip outlets like TMZ and the Daily Mail in an attempt to discredit Justin Baldoni.
It's called Discovery, where they share all of the information that may prove her case, and also Justin will seek information that will prove his. The only problem is that Justin's side is now responding, saying, hey, this isn't right. They just want blanket call logs of everything that went down. They'll use this to smear my client. So I'm going to share what Justin Baldoni had to say, but let's just do a quick refresher of the subpoenas, and then we've got our lawyer friend explaining why they think this is all just PR. So, sending out a series of subpoenas to cell carriers, AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon, as well as alleged social media manipulator Jed Wallace, the Gossip Girl vet, and Ryan Reynolds want to get a look at the real receipts.
And there are other moments to go like, am I the in the room? Like, what is happening here? I would show up on a set. I knew that they just wanted me to show up and look cute and stand on a little pink sticker where I'm supposed to go and say what I'm supposed to say. But I also knew that that wasn't fulfilling for me, that I wanted to be a part of the storytelling, that I wanted to be a part of the narrative, whether that be in the writing, in the costume design, in creating the character. And sometimes I had directors or producers or writers who would welcome that and invite that once they saw that I was able to offer that. And sometimes I would have people who really resented that because they were like, we just hired you to be an actor. Yet when I went in the meetings, I would just seem like I'm just there to be the actor and ready to get the gig. I wouldn't reveal that I actually need to have authorship in order to feel fulfilled.
Owens alleges that these internal documents, redacted to conceal sensitive information, were being used to construct a narrative aimed at tarnishing Baldoni's image. The strategy, as Owens put it, was not just about deflecting criticism from Lively, but was designed to bury Baldoni under a barrage of damaging headlines and insinuations about his conduct on set. This move, if true, would mark a significant escalation in the use of internal HR data as a weapon in public relations battles, a tactic that blurs the lines between private grievances and public smear campaigns.
If clickbait was an amendment, this is it. All right, show of hands if you stayed up until midnight. waiting for Blake Lively to drop this freaking amendment. Okay, am I the only person with their hands raised? Are you guys just here to plagiarize because you know I went through every line like a complete psycho? This is actually the language from the introduction. It reads this. In public, Mr. Baldoni gave the appearance of taking responsibility for the fact that he had, quote, unconsciously been hurting and silencing women in his life and implored men to be man enough to, quote, shut the hell up and listen to women. He claimed that he wanted to end toxic masculinity, acknowledging his own toxic behavior.
The controversy dates back to the troubled production of the romantic drama It Ends With Us, where tensions on set and behind the scenes quickly morphed into a full-blown legal war. Blake Lively, once known for her polished public image and acclaimed acting chops, has found herself embroiled in a bitter dispute after filing complaints alleging that Justin Baldoni engaged in inappropriate on-set behavior.
Justin Baldoni is now involving Taylor Swift in his lawsuit against Blake Lively. So Justin Baldoni is suing Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and their publicist for over $400 million for all the It Ends With Us drama. Now he's name-dropping Taylor Swift, Blake's bestie, in the mix. Thankfully, Taylor Swift is not being sued, but she's mentioned in his 179-page paper complaint, and he's alleging that Taylor's fame was used to pressure him during production. And it really all stems from this penthouse situation where Blake and Ryan live. Apparently, there was a meeting there with all of them, and Taylor Swift was actually present, and Blake ended up rewriting one of the scenes. And even after the meeting was over, Baldoni texted Blake this, saying, I gotta put my glasses on for this one, the font is too small. Also was working on the rooftop scene today. Really love what you did. Makes it so much more fun and interesting, and I would have felt the same way without Ryan and Taylor.
This was a sinister PR move. Blake Lively then moved 11 days later to file a lawsuit. So now she has filed a lawsuit, and I don't think she ever wanted to do this. I think she genuinely wanted this to be a PR move, and she wanted to leak it to the New York Times. She thought the public would take her side with no questions asked, and instead the public is saying, no, we have a few questions here. And Justin Baldoni is going all the way to the wall on this. His lawyer is already giving interviews explaining just how nasty her team has played this. The lawyer's name is Brian Friedman. He stopped by the Megyn Kelly show, and here's some of the things that he had to say. First, he says there used to never be a civil claim. There never was a civil claim until she went to that civil rights office. Take a listen.
There was actually no allegation of harassment until the lawsuit was filed.
Owens has alleged that actress Blake Lively enlisted the help of her close friend, pop star Taylor Swift, to undermine actor and director Justin Baldoni. Owens claims that Lively utilized Swift's connections with prominent journalists, including Ronan Farrow and Megan Twohey, to orchestrate a media campaign against Baldoni.
We've been covering this stuff. We've given you guys all of the players. We've been telling you guys exactly what it is that's going on. And then the press is like, oh my gosh, exclusive. 1 week later, Taylor Swift is being subpoenaed. That's what Daily Mail is reporting. Look at this. They're actually putting exclusive, sensational new twist as Taylor Swift will be subpoenaed in Blake Lively, Justin Baldy legal battle, and faces being questioned under oath, an insider reveals. And yes, they are acknowledging that she is going to be questioned under oath as a part of the saga, and that a source close to the situation confirms a group of potential witnesses, which include depositions that are coming to give evidence, and the potential witnesses are understood to be Taylor Swift and the It Ends With Us co-stars Jenny Slate and Isabella Ferrer. Exclusive. Again, if you watch this podcast, you will have those exclusive reportings a lot earlier. I hate modern feminism. I believe the icon of that sort of feminism is, in fact, Taylor Swift. It is kind of saying something that her best friend is Blake Lively. I'm not going to be able to watch her in an interview because what's happened is that this Norwegian journalist named Kjersti Flaa has come out and said that Blake Lively was so awful to me when I've interviewed her that she made me want to reconsider my career. Take a listen.
First of all, congrats on your little bump.
Congrats on your little bump.
What about my bump? Did you guys love wearing those kind of clothes that you...
Yeah.
I wonder if they would ask the men about the clothes.
I would.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is your brain on feminism. I can't even explain this. I'm always fascinated with the costume design. Probably most notorious is Peaky Blinders. I absolutely loved that series, and Cillian Murphy and the way the boys dressed and stood. In a second, I would have asked Cillian Murphy about the costume design on set.
According to Owens, Lively sought assistance from Farrow and Tuhey, both renowned for their investigative journalism during the Number Me Too movement, to bolster her allegations against Baldoni. Owens suggests that this collaboration led to a December 21st article by Tuhey in the New York Times, which portrayed Baldoni negatively and resulted in public backlash. These allegations have intensified the legal battle between Lively and Baldoni, with Baldoni filing a $250 million lawsuit against the New York Times, accusing the publication of promissory fraud.
You guys, this year is ending crazy because Justin Baldoni just filed a $250 million lawsuit against the New York Times. This is the article that he is suing them over. It is the article where they are covering the Blake Lively complaint, claiming that text messages that were used in the article that they wrote just depict him in the wrong light. They're out of context. In his complaint, he's also bringing up a situation regarding Ryan Reynolds and how Ryan allegedly berated him after he allegedly fat-shamed Blake Lively, and is accusing Ryan of allegedly pressuring WME to drop Justin as a client. After the New York Times article came out, that is when he was dropped by WME, but Justin is claiming in his complaint that Ryan tried to get him dropped this summer, right before Deadpool and Wolverine came out. He has denied this though. So there's obviously just a lot going on in this complaint. At the same time, Blake Lively has a new lawsuit against Justin Baldoni where she is alleging emotional distress and mental anguish. Like, we are going into the new year with there just being so many things coming out in this situation, more layers, and I just see even more coming out at this point.
Baldoni's attorney, Brian Friedman, criticized the publication for allegedly collaborating with Lively's publicist to present misleading information. Friedman accused the newspaper of cherry-picking and manipulating text messages to support Lively's claims, asserting that the article lacked proper investigative journalism and omitted critical context. He further alleged that the New York Times had prior knowledge of Lively's complaint and facilitated its narrative without adequate verification.
Why is this a claim that has merit, and do I have the standard right about what Baldoni would have to show as a public figure?
I think you have the standard right. I think you have to show reckless disregard for the truth as a public figure, but I think it's easily shown. When do you see the New York Times, a publication that's supposed to be an investigative journalist, right? These are supposed to be investigative journalists. When do you see them at 9:47 at night send an email on a Friday night before a holiday, right before Christmas? They send the email and it warns them that we're coming out with a story that we're going to publish by 12 noon Eastern.
Owens has suggested that Ryan Reynolds, husband of actress Blake Lively, may be the true villain in the ongoing legal dispute between Lively and her It Ends With Us co-star and director Justin Baldoni. Owens claims that Reynolds' alleged insecurities and actions on set contributed to escalating tensions between Lively and Baldoni.
Person who wrote to me said that they worked on the set of It Ends With Us, okay? And that the villain in this entire story is not Blake Lively, it's not Justin Baldoni, but it is Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan started the fire!
Allegedly. Don't gag order or sue me, Ryan Reynolds, okay? I don't want to be involved in real drama. I'm just telling my audience what I was told. He goes into Blake Lively's trailer and they have an argument, and all of the production assistants overheard the argument, okay? Now, what was at the root of that argument, we don't know, but we can assume it had something to do with what he saw in these dailies, what he read in the script. Who even knows what led him to even visit on this day? And the person says that from that day forward, he started involving himself, that he basically became a chaperone for her on set. He was there basically every day, involved in the projects, wanting to rewrite lines, and suddenly Ryan Reynolds was trying to wrangle this project from Justin Baldoni. My brain works like that regarding Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds when I just recognize that they do things and say things that let me know, that signal to me that they are up on their high horses and that they potentially treat people very badly and that really they're bored and rich, right? One time while speaking to a reporter, Blake Lively said that her and Ryan Reynolds refer to bugs and animals as she and her, as opposed to he and him, to their young daughter. because they're raising a little feminist, like, that's annoying. That's just objectively annoying.
According to Owens, an anonymous source from the film's production reported that Reynolds unexpectedly visited the set, reviewed daily footage and the script, and subsequently had a heated argument with Lively in her trailer. Following this incident, Reynolds allegedly demanded that the WME talent agency drop Baldoni as a client.
Candace Owens posted to her story saying she spoke to a source that claims Ryan Reynolds is the problem. She said the tip came from someone who allegedly worked on the set and said lately everyone is bashing Blake Lively, but apparently the true villain of the saga is Ryan. This person is alleging that everything started when Ryan Reynolds decided to stroll onto the movie set one day and review the dailies. This is an industry term for all the footage that they filmed for the day. And he also decided to take a look at the script, and between the two, something allegedly set him off. This person claims that the production assistants then overheard Ryan and Blake having an argument in her trailer. Ryan Reynolds started being on the set on a regular basis as if he were her chaperone, and that is when he started inserting himself into the actual production, including writing lines.
Owens further speculated that Reynolds' behavior might stem from personal insecurities, noting his pattern of dating and marrying women significantly younger than himself.
And it seems that Blake and Ryan Reynolds are the problem. And I don't know how Candace Owens knows, but she claims to know. She shared some juicy details on her stories about rumors going around, saying that Ryan Reynolds went to visit Blake Lively's movie set one day, and he sat down to watch the videos that were filmed during production. And whatever he saw, whether it was the takes or the talking in between, he did not like. And a production assistant overheard Ryan and Blake getting into an all-out yelling brawl over what happened on set. What's the old saying? You lose them the same way you got them? I know Scarlett Johansson is somewhere smiling because she lost Ryan Reynolds to Blake Lively the same way. And after that big fight is when they start seeing Ryan showing up a lot on set. And he even got involved with the actual movie making, and he started suggesting new lines for the movie. My question is, who is going to want to work with these two after all of this is over?
Newly released raw footage from the set of It Ends With Us shows an awkward, unscripted, slow dance between the two stars, a clip that Baldoni's team claims proves nothing more than professional improvisation. However, critics argue the video looks increasingly bad for Lively, suggesting it undercuts her narrative of unwanted advances on set.
If this text is real from Justin Baldoni to his PR crisis manager, I am beginning to think that Justin is in a lot deeper than we realize. And the example that they use in this text message that Justin sends to his PR team for an example of who he wants to use for the smear campaign is disgusting. But let me know who you're still supporting. Or like me, and I'm on team, I need more information before I make any decisions. Before I continue, everything is always alleged for education purposes only. No 18 involved, and I found that this screenshot ever on it people. So looking at the message, he sends a screenshot of a person I'm going to show you in a minute, and you can take a guess of who you think this is. And he says, this is what we would need, talking about the smear campaign that was used against this person. This is the reply from Abel. It says, yes, literally just spoke to Melissa Nathan, which was also the PR crisis manager for Johnny Depp, said about this on the break about what we discussed last night for social and digital. Focus on Reddit, TikTok, and IG, because these PR managers are literally using Reddit to get that information out there for us to see, for us to report on. We're doing their dirty work. But the person he uses as an example is literally Hailey Bieber.
While Lively's legal team insists that every frame corroborates her allegations of inappropriate behavior, Baldoni's camp maintains the exchange was entirely consensual and benign. As both sides gear up for a courtroom showdown, the raw footage is intensifying public debate over who's really telling the truth, leaving fans and industry insiders to wonder which side the evidence will ultimately favor.
Blake Lively accused Justin Baldoni of acting creepy towards her and how the whole set was super tense all the time. But I don't know, that kind of looked like two co-stars getting along. Moving on to another portion of the video, you know, in her lawsuit, Blake Lively accused Justin Baldoni of making inappropriate comments about her body, which in his lawsuit, Justin Baldoni countered, saying, actually, no, Blake Lively was the one who made fun of my nose. Roll the tape.
I feel so nosy. I know. And my nose is so big.
Yes. I was hoping that we could address this. It's not too late. Just gotta shut down. We gotta call an insurance month and just deal with that. And then,
God.
Just kidding.
No, it's...
However, the leaked footage has caused more than just legal trouble for Blake Lively. It's also reportedly stirring tension in her marriage. Owens claims that Reynolds is feeling jealous, as the scene bears a striking resemblance to a moment from Green Lantern, the film where he and Lively first fell in love. With emotions running high, speculation is growing about how this controversy is affecting their relationship behind closed doors.
Moving on to a different take on the Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively battle. And it's based on a scene we've seen play out a lot as this legal battle has played out. Remember that Justin's team released this raw, unedited video of a dancing scene. It was actually B-roll that they used in the movie where, you know, they weren't using their audio. It was just to show them in this cozy dance scene. There was some arguing between them about what's the best way to shoot it, and this, and the other.
How they look, yeah.
So some fans have noticed that there are a lot of camera angles there that look very familiar, and that Blake Lively would certainly know because she did almost the exact same scene with the guy who's now her husband back when he was playing Green Lantern.
You mean the movie where they fell in love, Charles?
Yes.
With each other?
What do you think about Candace Owens' explosive claims involving Blake Lively, Taylor Swift, and Ryan Reynolds in the Justin Baldoni controversy? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.